Okay, so my first question is just how did you get interested in the industry?
So, I guess in high school, I was always into like film and stuff, and I was a really big sports fan. So I grew up playing baseball, and I initially wanted to go to college to play baseball. And the school I went to had a great broadcast program. So, ended up focusing more so on broadcast and instead of baseball, but I guess I stuck with sports because I am doing now sports broadcasting and so I guess it's just started to answer your question. It's just always been a passion of mine, TV and sports. So it just seemed like a perfect mesh of both where I could, pursue a career in something that I was really passionate about.
So can you take us through your path from like your first job and like college to now?
So during college, I had the privilege of being able to work for KENW in Portales, New Mexico, where it was a PBS station, and I was actually doing sports 5 days a week live during college for the eastern portion of West Texas, eastern portion of New Mexico, West Texas. And so I got a lot of great reps there, and I feel like really learned the ins and outs of the industry. And then once I graduated college, I wasn't able to find a job in TV, so I actually went a different route, and I was gonna become an air traffic controller. And I sorry, but going back, so during college, I interned for KRQE News 13, which is the station I currently work at. And so jump ahead, graduate college, couldn't find a job, was going to go into air traffic control, and then I get a call from my current boss now, Van Tate, and he said, "Hey, we need someone to come in, and I think you're the right guy for the job." So I went to apply, and I thought I was just applying, and I thought there was a bunch of other applicants, but it was just me, and they told me, "Oh, you got the job." They called me on a Tuesday, started working that Friday. I'd been out of doing sports for 2 years by then, outside of college, and I've been here ever since. So I'll be 11 years in August. I have been at KRQE News 13.
So what was your internship experience like when you were interning?
Yeah, so it was really cool. It was definitely helped me quite a bit, and it showed me that I could do this. Had a lot of hands-on experience, which I had already received at Eastern New Mexico University, and I just did a lot of uh, I did a lot of shooting. I cut a couple of packages, and a lot of my stuff went on air, which was really cool. And I think more than anything, it just showed me how to interact with the people, not only in the community within sports, but also just with people, regular people in the community. I think my boss has been a good mentor in that on showing me how to deal with people and how to really just become a good the face of the sports department and how to build relationships.
And so you said that you work 5 days a week. Where did you say you worked 5 days a week at?
I work at Channel 13, KRQE News 13.
Yes. What are some memorable moments and experiences that you've had so far?
Oh, there's a lot. I would definitely say some that are jumping out to me. Interviewing Holly Holm right before she won her belt when she beat Ronda Rousey. That was a big moment because she was a huge underdog and she's kind of a like a local hero in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So that was really cool, and to see her win was really awesome. Um, Honestly, covering the Mountain West Championships for basketball has been really enjoyable. Um, Albuquerque and New Mexico is known for its basketball, and New Mexico Lobos here, based in Albuquerque, is it's a big deal to the community, and it's always fun to go out there and just there's thousands of fans that show up. They play in Las Vegas, Nevada, and play at the Thomas and Mack, but during March, it's coined Pit West because the Pit is the infamous arena that the Lobos play at here in Albuquerque. So when we go up there, it's called Pit West because so many fans show up. That's always really exciting. And honestly, I just love telling people stories. That's my favorite part, and I love the getting the opportunity to just even tell a high school or an older athlete that has seen their time come and go, but they've just like reminisce or they're getting back into athletics. I just love telling people stories and there's so many, there's too many to really count. And I really enjoy that part of it.
So you've been there for 11 years. What's a normal day look like for you?
Normal day, it depends on the season. But it's a lot of it is going out, gathering stories and getting interviews, and obviously producing. We produce everything, we cut, we edit everything, and so doing a lot of that, and then just trying to be creative. I always try to push myself to be creative, and every day I'm trying to figure out a new way to do this or more exciting way to write something, and just keeping the viewer engaged. And I would say that's probably the day to day for us.
With creation and learning to interact, what are some other important skills that you'd say would be needed for your career?
You definitely need to, yeah, you need to be creative, but you also need to be, um, you have to be able to multitask. That's a big one because there's so many things going on, and you have to be able to navigate everything and get the job done correctly. Being able to work under pressure is huge because the clock is very serious in this industry, and I think being able to work under pressure, work under the clock, that's huge. And just being obviously knowledgeable. You have to be very knowledgeable and know what you're talking about because if you don't, then the viewer will see right through you. And I think just the biggest thing too that I tell a lot of my interns and a lot of people is just be yourself. You got to be yourself because that also comes across big on television. People can see right through you if you're not being yourself. Don't try to put up an act. Like you have to be yourself, have fun, be obviously be serious and get all the information and the facts correct. That's huge. But just have fun with it and be yourself. And I think that's a big thing I try to get across to people that are either trying to get into the industry or even coworkers that are just getting into the industry. I tell them be yourself and um, yeah, probably those things.
So, how do you prepare for a broadcast since you have to do a lot of multitasking and you're on the clock? How do you make sure you're prepared?
Well, first I meditate for 30. No, I'm joking. So I've for sure just obviously getting everything into order and having all your stories. That aside, before a broadcast, I like to read through my scripts so I'm familiar with them and make sure all the camera shots that I'm going to be using, I have those all lined up and know what I'm going to be doing, and stay hydrated because you'll be talking for a while, so staying hydrated is huge. And I guess I call it, I flick the switch. That's what I tell myself. Right before the camera comes on, I tell myself, and I took this from my days of catching. It's just like, as a catcher, if you call a curveball, you know, it might be in the dirt. So I always used to tell myself, I flick the switch. It's just something I do internally, and then you're ready to go. It like gives you, it's just a little thing I use to kind of get me in the zone because you definitely got to turn it on once that red light turns on over the camera, and yeah, probably those things.
So, from your experience being in sports to now, who are some people that were big influences for you?
So some big influences for me. Obviously, growing up, Stuart Scott was one of my favorite. I loved Kenny Mayne too because he was just loved to have fun, and I try to use that a lot in my stories too. I try to have a lot of fun and do stuff like that. And honestly, my boss, my current boss now, who is a multi NMSA winner, Van Tate, says he's been a huge mentor for me as well, and helped me so much in my career. And so I would say definitely those three right now are the big ones.
And my last question is, what advice do you have for people who are looking to get into the industry?
Advice I have is you gotta love it. You gotta love it. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love what I do, and it's amazing. I get to come in and watch sports and cover sports, but you definitely have to have a passion for it because just like anything, it's going to be hard work. And a lot of people I know that get into this, I've had interns that have said that, you know, oh, I'm going to go straight to ESPN. That's not the route you're going to have, and you got to put in the work, and you got to love what you do. And I think that is the biggest thing. The passion and the grind is it's real. You got to have both to be able to do both. Definitely be able to grind and have the passion because it's it could be tough at points, but also again, just have fun. You got to have fun with whatever you do because I mean, look at this job. I get to watch sports. I get to cover sports. It's fun. It's an amazing career, and I think that it's just one of those things where gotta have fun, but also grind.
Well, those were all of my questions. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, thank you so much.
Of course.